In the previous classes, we have learnt about the GST working system, output tax, input tax and net tax, and how this output tax, input tax and net tax was connected to the GST. We have learnt in the previous class. Today we are going to learn two more topics, that is types of GST and aggregate turnover. So moving before aggregate turnover, let us learn types of GST. There are four types of GST. First one is SGST, CGST, IGST and UTGST. So when we are supplying the goods or the supplier is selling the goods to the buyer, or whenever buyer is purchasing the goods, we have learnt that they are paying output tax and input tax in the previous class. So how they are going to pay tax? Now when we are coming to India, India is a federal system, that is the government of India, that is state government and central government share their revenues. So when the supplier is paying a tax, suppose it is within Karnataka, that we call intrastate. Intrastate. If the supplier and buyer both are within state, that is in Karnataka, for example, we are in Karnataka, the seller is in Karnataka and buyer is in Karnataka, they have to pay SGST and CGST. Because we are following the federal system government in India, so here our government, that is central government and state government, they will share their revenues. So when they share their revenues, when the supplier and when the buyer are dealing their transaction within the state, they have to pay SGST and CGST, that is state goods and service tax and central goods and service tax. Suppose it is not a state, there are union territories. When it is a union territories, when the supplier and the purchaser both are from the union territories, instead of SGST, they have to pay UTGST and CGST. UTGST is nothing but Union Territory Goods and Service Tax. So let me clear again, if the supplier and purchaser are from same state or within state or intra-state, they have to pay tax to state government and central government. Instead of state, if the transaction is between the union territories, then they have to pay UTGST and CGST. Next, moving to the IGST, that is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. Integrated Goods and Service Tax is paid when the supplier and the purchaser are from different states, that we can say interstate supply. Interstate supply. So supply, for example, the supplier is from Karnataka and the purchaser is from Delhi. So both are from different states. So when they are supplying from one state to another state, that is interstate, they have to pay IGST. Then there is no paying of SGST and CGST. Instead of that, they are going to pay IGST, that is Integrated Goods and Service Tax. So there are four types of GST, SGST, UTGST, CGST and IGST. So if it is within the state, they have to pay the government tax to the government, that is SGST and CGST. If it is between the state, they have to pay IGST. So after types of GST, we are moving to the next topic, that is aggregate turnover. So in the word aggregate turnover, already we know what is the meaning of aggregate. Aggregate is nothing but the total and turnover is basically sales or transaction. So here we are going to learn what is aggregate turnover and how to calculate aggregate turnover with one example. So what is aggregate turnover? Before paying a tax to supply, the value of supplies are calculated. The value of supplies are calculated totally is called aggregate turnover. Now under this aggregate turnover, there are some rules. Some supplies are included in aggregate turnover, some are excluded from aggregate turnover. So let us see what is included in the aggregate turnover and what is excluded from aggregate turnover. So first moving to the inclusion, that is what is included under aggregate turnover. Taxable supplies, non-taxable supplies, exempted supplies, zero rated supplies, and interstate branch transfer. All these are included under the aggregate turnover. So I told basically that turnover is nothing but it is a sales. So when we are moving to the taxable supplies, it is a supply. When we move to the non-taxable supply, it is a supply. When we move to the exempted supply, it is a supply. When we move to the zero rated supply, it is a supply. And when it is interstate branch transfer, again it is a supply. So aggregate turnover, we have to calculate the total value of sales. So that is included under the aggregate turnover. So what is excluded from the aggregate turnover? Let us see what is excluded. So one is intra-state branch transfer, intra-state branch transfer with same GSTIN, GSTIN is nothing but goods and service tax identification number, then GST amount. So if the any GST amount is paid, already we learned in the types of GST, SGST, UTGST, IGST and CGST is paid. So if any GST amount is paid, it is excluded from the aggregate turnover. Then if there is any inward supply, inward supplies under reverse charge mechanism system. So all these are included under the aggregate turnover and all these three are excluded from the aggregate turnover. So already I told turnover is sales, all the sales, whatever sales are there included under aggregate turnover. So what is not excluded? That is intra-state branch transfer. For example, the goods are supplied from Mangalore to Udupi. So both the places are within Karnataka or in the same state. It will become intra-state branch transfer. So when the goods are sold from one place to another place within the state, there won't be a supply or tax is not paid. That's why it is excluded from the aggregate turnover. Then the GST amount already I told, if anything is paid, aggregate turnover is value of supplies are calculated. GST amount is not sales, it is a payment. So it doesn't included or we don't include under aggregate turnover. And the last one is inward supply under reverse charge mechanism. That is, if the supplier is giving goods to an middleman or an agent or the job worker, he will do the final production of that goods and he will send that goods back to the seller. Then he is not going to sell those goods to the market. So again he is giving back to the supplier. That will become inward supply or reverse charge mechanism system. That's why it does not include under the aggregate turnover. Already we have learned types of GST and aggregate turnover. So now let us see how to calculate aggregate turnover with one example. So here is the problem of Vivek Private Limited. That is, Vivek Private Limited is having its manufacturing unit at Mangalore and Chennai. It also has service unit at Mysore. From the following information, calculate aggregate turnover of Vivek Private Limited, and they have given the particulars there. So before moving to the particulars, let us see where Vivek Private Limited is dealing, from where they are supplying the goods. They have their manufacturing unit in Mangalore and at Chennai. So Mangalore is in Karnataka and Chennai is at Tamil Nadu. So they are dealing between the state, that is interstate, and also they have their service unit at Mysore. Here we have to just calculate the aggregate turnover. As I told already, turnover is nothing but sales. It is the total value of sales we have to calculate. That is taxable supplies we have to calculate. So let us see what comes under aggregate turnover. First one, sold goods from Mangalore unit to dealer at Delhi, rupees 25 lakh. So already told you what is included under aggregate turnover and what is excluded under aggregate turnover. So any taxable supplies, non-taxable supplies, exempted supply, zero rated supply, nil rated supply, and interstate branch transfer included under aggregate turnover. What is not excluded? That is intra-state branch transfer, inward supplies under reverse charge mechanism system, and also GST amount. These three are not included, that is excluded from aggregate turnover. So moving to the first one, sold goods from Mangalore unit to a dealer at Delhi. So here we have to see whether it is taxable supply, non-taxable supply, nil rated goods, whatever. For a supply, it's very important. It's clearly given sold goods. So it is a supply. It is included under aggregate turnover. So first one is supplies goods from Mangalore to Delhi. It is sales, it will come under aggregate turnover, and the value is given rupees 25 lakh. So 25 lakh we have to write under aggregate turnover. Second one, they are given sold goods from Mangalore unit to dealer at Mysore, and the value is rupees 5 lakh. Again it is a sales, so aggregate turnover includes the supply or sales, so it will come under aggregate turnover. The second one, again supplies goods from Mangalore to Mysore, and the value is given there rupees 5 lakh. So 5 lakh we have to write under aggregate turnover. Next, third, they have given supplied goods from Chennai unit to UK for rupees 20 lakh. So here again it is a supply, so supply is included under aggregate turnover, whether it is taxable, non-taxable, exempted, nil rated, whatever, supply included under aggregate turnover. The third one is supplied goods from Chennai to UK. So it is a supply, comes under aggregate turnover, and the value is given rupees 20 lakh. We have to write that for the calculation of aggregate turnover. Next, fourth one, they have given a rendered service from Mysore unit to a person located in Hubli. Again, it's the rendered service or given a service, it is a supply, it comes under aggregate turnover. So again we have to take that under aggregate turnover. So next one, fourth one, they have given rendered service from Mysore. Rendering service, giving service, supplying goods, everything comes under supply calculation, or it is a supply, so we have to include under aggregate turnover, and the value is rupees 1 lakh. Next, fifth one, they have given there in the problem, Mangalore unit supplies non-taxable goods to Mr. Narayan at Bangalore. Non-taxable, whether it is taxable or non-taxable, you have to see whether it is a supply. It is given there in the problem clearly, Mangalore unit supply, so it is a supply. So aggregate turnover is nothing but a supply, it is included under aggregate turnover. So we have to take that under aggregate turnover. So supplied non-taxable goods, and the value is given there rupees 2,50,000. And next they have given supplied goods from Mangalore unit to CEZ located in Delhi. CEZ is nothing but special economic zone. So whether the goods are, if the goods are supplied to the special economic zones, or if the goods are exported, we have to see whether it is a supply. Yes, they are clearly given in the problem, it is a supply. So supplied goods to CEZ, that is special economic zone located at Delhi, and the value is given there rupees 5 lakh. It comes under aggregate turnover. Next, they have given total IGST, CGST and SGST paid. So any GST amount paid, it is not included, that is excluded from aggregate turnover. So it doesn't include under aggregate turnover. So we'll just write in the particular column, that is paid CGST, SGST and IGST, but it is not a sales, it is a payment, so it doesn't come under aggregate turnover. So you can write here nil, or you can put a dash. And the last one, supplied goods which is exempt from tax from Chennai to a dealer at Dharwad. So again it is a supply, and clearly they have mentioned it is a exempt goods. And under aggregate turnover, already I explained whether it is exempted goods, zero rated goods or nil rated goods. If it is a supply, comes under aggregate turnover. So it is a supply, comes under aggregate turnover. So here the goods supplied, that is exempted goods supplied, exempted goods, it is a supply, so it comes under aggregate turnover, and the value is given 20,000. So here we have calculated all the calculations. that is from the beginning till the last. Now whatever is given, we have to total it and we have to find out the aggregate turnover. The meaning of aggregate is nothing but the total, all the turnover, that is sales, supplies we have written. Now we have to find out what is the aggregate. When you total the amounts, you will get 58 lakh 70,000. So 58 lakh 70,000 is the aggregate turnover. To tell you in a simple sentence or one sentence, aggregate turnover is nothing but all the supplies or sales. We have to calculate the total value or amount which are to be calculated for the taxable supplies.